Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag.
I think Josh. What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Sports Bites. Sports Bites. We are your number one sports podcast, bringing you the best of both worlds, sports, and snacks. Having a little delay here off the bat. We got one running in. The call of nature over here.
You guys were afraid he wasn't here again. He's here today.
You were wrong.
He forgot he had to pee. He was so excited about the night.
All right, here I am.
All right. Well, we hope everybody's having a good night. Thank you all so much for being here for this episode. To my right, my brother, Don Schro. What's going on?
Doing well, man. Doing well.
Good to see you, bro. Good to see you.
Busy
Across
day.
the table, the guy that's
I was here before you introduced me.
Right. You got Dr. Mike on the mic over here, across the table in his Washington jersey. Robert Bialik. What's going on, Robert?
What's up? How's it going?
We're up in the Washington.
It's going, man. We're doing this. Well, as always, we want to let everybody know that we are coming to you tonight live from beautiful Varsity Park Studios at Varsity Park Franklin, Roanoke's newest innovative business and storage solution center. Check them out on Facebook or at varsityparkfranklin.com. All right, well, to y'all out there, before I run out of breath, I feel like I'm about to be out of breath as we're over here. We just had so much lately. I'm trying to buzz through it, man.
Oh, you did.
But we do want to thank everybody out there that's watching, everybody that's been on board the Sports Bites train, being a part of the Sports Bites family. Thank you all so much for watching, for tuning in. Keep hitting that like, subscribe, keep hitting that share button, get people on board with us. We can do more giveaways like we did last time.
Big jersey giveaway last week.
I had a lot of fun. I don't know about you guys.
I don't think Josh. I contacted Josh and was like, dude, I thought it was like, not like a real thing. But then when I won, I was like, I actually just won a jersey.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
He was like, okay.
It'll be on its way soon. All right. Well, also, we want to throw a shout out to the man, Josh Richards, man behind the scenes. He's keeping us rocking and rolling tonight. Thank you so much, Josh, for being there.
Yeah.
And I think that's just about all I've got.
Big Tim's in here.
Got all the housekeeping done. Well,
I think
what up?
so.
What up, Tim?
Yeah, I know. Tim, I haven't seen Tim in a while. You ain't first, you last. I
I love the quote. Bobby.
thought you could be second. You could be third. Hell, you can even be fourth. All right, well, Director of Snack Content. What's up, my man?
Ready?
I think we're ready.
All right,
I got
cool.
2 weeks of prep for this.
Well, I didn't put too much
I know, I'm
thought
just
into it.
kidding.
But
I'm just
I think I
kidding.
got some good stuff.
I was joking.
So,
And
I
better
got some
stuff
cookies,
than I
I got
had.
some chocolate, and I got some chips. What do you want to start with?
Cookies?
Cookies.
Shit, I'm down with anything, yeah. Let's
I
rock
said
out with
cookies.
it.
I heard cookies. All right.
I'm just crushing you, but we can start.
Now, it's Christmas. Christmas time. You know, you're thinking of Christmas flavors. One that I think of is mint.
Oh, yeah, the peppermint.
Admittedly, I'm not a huge mint guy, but for the pod, for the people, I will do it. So what I have, but this is a good cookie. This is Pepperidge Farm Milano mint chocolate. Like, do you remember Pepperidge Farm?
You don't like
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm,
Pepperidge Farm.
exactly. Thank you.
You don't like mint chocolate chip,
No,
like
I'm
ice cream.
no.
Nothing?
No,
You're not
I'm not
Thin
either.
Mints?
I'm not
But
a
I love
huge- I'm
Milano
not a-
cookies.
You like
Like-
Thin Mints?
Mint
I see, but here's the thing: I like Thin Mints, but I don't like peppermint.
That's
Peppermint
Like
patties.
a candy cane or something. York peppermint patties are foul.
yeah. I can.
I'm
never
not a
do
big
those.
peppermint.
No, I couldn't.
Nah.
But these have potential because
They do make
I
it
do
fresh,
love a
fresh,
regular Milano cookie.
Oh,
they
they're like
also
one of my
have an
favorites.
orange to go, like
I
orange
don't know
and
about
chocolate.
orange.
So, anyway,
Not my favorite
Orange?
mashup.
Orange
Here you
drink.
go,
pickle?
sir.
But yeah, I love Milano
I
cookies.
see it already.
Oh, yeah?
It's white. It's like very toothpastey looking. So
All right.
I'm not.
All right.
We're
Wow.
about to bite into
I'm not
toothpaste.
super intrigued, but I do like Milano cookies. So, like I said, could be good.
We have the special toothpaste cream filling.
No, that's what it just, you know.
Okay.
It's definitely minty.
All right,
All right.
Here we got Pepperidge Farm Milano peppermint cookies.
I learned to like mint over the years. I didn't like it when I was younger. I don't know why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not bad. That's what I expected it to taste like.
Dude, mint chocolate chip is
Love it.
my all-time favorite thing.
Okay. I thought I was gonna hate it. I don't hate it.
No, it's good. It's a light mint. Not too much.
It's a little too much for me.
I think it's pretty subtle.
What, the mint?
Yeah. Just a
Yeah,
skosh.
it's subtle. That's what I'm saying.
But
A skosh.
the chocolate is good, as with most Milano cookies.
Can't beat that shortbread.
Yeah, the cookie is.
shortbread.
Yeah, they're very good. I
They're distinctive.
Yeah, I like
They're
those.
distinctive.
oh, it does say it does say 15 distinctive cookies. So, oh,
I think somebody's on here.
yo, what? That's Bryce. That's Bryce.
Up,
What up,
Bryce?
my dude?
Dad.
What up, my dude?
Like,
Dad.
Yeah, you know that's because he uses her YouTube account. Yo,
That is funny.
what's up, homie?
love it. I
Yo,
love
we're
it.
trying these cookies. So
Yeah.
I think I know what Bryce wants to see. Bryce, if you're still watching, I got these in the
Oh, he's
store.
in there.
I love it.
Yeah, just Dad.
Yo, so
What's up, Dad?
he loves Cheetos. All right,
All right.
who doesn't?
Yeah.
Cheetos are
I got crunchy Cheetos Buffalo.
Sounds good.
So
like spicy
they
or
don't
like
sell this
Buffalo?
in a big bag. You can only get the little bags.
Okay.
So I got two. Y'all can have those over there.
All right.
These
All
over
right.
here.
Limited time
Heavy
thing.
bag.
Dude,
You
these
get the Buffalo.
Doritos, Cheetos, all
Cheetos.
coming out with some good flavors lately, man.
Bro, these
Real
are gonna
good
be
flavors.
so
They
good.
look intense.
like hot buffalo. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, but it's got the cheese
What
like
other
some.
buffalo?
Oh,
These are
Yeah,
gonna be
it's
good.
Buttery buffalo.
guess you're right.
It's
I was
still buffalo. Like garlic.
Guess I was thinking of the.
Oh, what up,
Fucking
Slipper? How
ranch.
you?
Oh, there he is.
Yo, all right, you ready?
All right, here we go. Here we go. Cheetos Crunchy Buffalo.
You get your address, Josh. Give it. Randall. Oh yeah.
Those are good.
The only thing that can make it better is if they team up with Frank's and make it Frank's.
Dude,
Frank's
those-
Cheetos.
Holy shit.
These are good. These are
Like
so
I like
good.
Flamin' Hots, but that's like that's really good.
That's slamming.
Just
Dude,
a little bit
Buffalo
of
Crunchy
Flamin' Hot.
Cheetos, they
I
only
like
come
the
in
buffalo
small
flavor,
bags.
though. I like the buffalo flavor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't dig on Flamin' Hot. You know why? Because the Flamin' Hot fries are like the only Flamin' Hot I ever like.
Right. It's got a little
and
bit
they're
of
really
flavor.
kind of acidic a little bit.
They're not even Flamin' Hot.
What's
They're
up,
just the
guys?
hot
We got
fries.
9 in
Like,
here. Bring me home.
All right,
Might or may not be gone. Keep them away from Rob.
Robert might get them all, buddy. Like, I don't know. I'll try to save you some of this.
Well, I'll try not to munch on mine.
We got you.
Hey, speak for yourself, bro. These shits are bomb.
No, those are good. I like those.
Oh yeah, microwaving a hungry man.
But it will just be stuff.
That's what
listen,
Pop.
I just hope you're hungry,
Every
man.
night.
I just hope you're hungry, man.
Dude, our pops used to do that every night. What dinner are we getting tonight?
All right. Last thing I got. This looks good to me. It's Christmas again, so I went with. You ever heard of Ferrero Rocher?
Of course. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Of
course.
What is that?
Shut up.
They make like Hershey
candy
Kisses.
smancy chocolate.
So this is a bar. It's actually, usually you're used to getting it in like the foil ball. This is dark hazelnut and crunchy salted caramel Ferrero Rocher bar.
Actually,
All right, that's fancy.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the same. I think it's like Nutella company.
Mm-hmm.
That tracks because they make. I love Nutella anything.
God, Nutella.
So like,
I think they own that.
and this is hazelnut too. So sorry, the package will open. Good.
Fancy smancy.
All right.
Whoa.
What?
You got a
got a
golden ticket,
bro.
I
got a gold ticket.
What'd you win?
Blue Jays are finalizing trade for who? Trading away somebody. I couldn't hit it on it. I couldn't hit it fast enough.
Probably
Third base.
Trading vibe.
Okay.
Yanks.
Here we go.
Blast. They just won a New York World Series, don't they?
All right.
They should have got it last year. I really thought it was going to happen last year.
What's funny is that the day after they were just crying about money.
Right.
All right. So this is dark
Flat over
hazelnut with
Soto.
salted caramel.
All right. Oh.
All right. We got some good ones today. I like a little bit of the crunch. And it's soft on the inside.
Yeah.
Anything
Get
fancy.
all of his Nutella biscuits.
You are all of my Nutella biscuits, buddy. You are.
He had some.
He had some.
Past
Those
there.
are so good, though. The Nutella biscuits, I got.
Bryce,
Those
call
are
him out on anything
so
right now
good.
while he's on the air, bro. He's got to answer it.
I came home Saturday night and
Crushed.
they
Crushed.
didn't make it.
That's
They didn't make
funny.
it.
Sorry, Bryce.
But I got him a new bag. He's got a brand new bag.
Brand new bag coming.
No, it's already in the, it's at
Already
the
in
house.
the house. Okay.
I'm going to say,
Overall, I thought it was pretty good. All these were pretty good for the most part. We'll get to the rankings later, but
yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
these
Yeah, they kind of
might be the star of the show.
Yeah, we gotta be careful.
Kroger for the Cheetos.
Yeah, where'd you go?
Yep, Kroger in the checkout line of all places.
Oh, shit, I'll never find them now.
I know what
But-
you're talking about.
I go, and if you go to like a 7-Eleven or something, you should be able to find these. So
Yeah, I'll be looking for them. Really
Yeah,
good.
those are slam.
all right, ready?
I was born ready. All right.
All right, Bryce, we're done with snacks. So if you want to turn it off, it's okay. We're going to talk about sports.
Get a little
But Bryce, feel free to put embarrassing stories about your dad in the comments.
Do not do that
I'll be will.
because there aren't any.
Yeah, right. That,
All right.
that you know of.
Well, tonight, I think we should go ahead and start off. Big conference championship week just happened.
Oh,
Wild ride.
conference championship
we got
weekend is always
the
a what?
Blue Jays.
Here we
They
go.
are finalizing a trade to acquire Gold Glove winning second baseman Andres Pena.
Oh, wow.
All right. More for defense, but
Yeah.
his bat did pretty good.
Nothing crazy, but
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll help the roster.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
Second baseman.
so conference champions.
Those are some good games. God, two really good games.
Well, I want to start off by maybe the most important one that happened. And I was so proud of these guys for coming through, but Army did win their
That-
conference
They
championship.
That was the game of the night. Army, Tulane.
if they were going to make the playoff, they needed to go undefeated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Losing their game, no problem. But they spanked Tulane. They
Yeah.
killed them.
Yeah.
All the ones like all the G5 champions, the games were blowouts. There weren't any good.
I think Army has a good shot at taking Navy this year.
Well,
They're going to kill Navy.
Yeah.
I think the spread's only like 3.5, 4.
It's always a good game, but Army's got a
Army,
good
yeah,
team
covered by
this year.
yeah. Oh, golly, yeah.
I mean, lost one.
Well, you had. I mean, I thought there was some pretty good, like Georgia Texas game.
That was a great game
That
to
was,
watch.
that was a good
So
game.
many changes back and forth, the whole game.
And
just-
you know,
Such a great game
That
to
idiot. When they intercept that ball, if he goes and blocks instead of just pointing, he was pointing and telling him where to run.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I know. How about blocking that guy that's coming to tackle me?
I remember that.
I think
They scored a touchdown and they win.
I think the first half was kind of a slog. It was like 6-3, and then Carson Beck gets hurt. You know, at the very end of the first half.
Yeah.
They're saying he's got a UCL.
Yep,
and
UCL sprain.
and he's not playing the rest of this. Like when we talk about the playoffs later, Stockton, their backup, is going to come in.
Right.
They're going to have to win all those playoff games with a backup who hasn't played all year. Because he's not going to play the rest of the year. There's no way. With an injury, like I mean, we're all baseball guys. Like with an injury to your UCL, it's tough. But I'm just saying that's just Georgia going forward. But that was but then they get Stockton in. He looks competent.
Yeah.
Like he looks good for a half. For the most part, that pick that he threw at the end of the game
Against the team that was not planning for him at all.
Yeah.
Exactly. They had no film on him, and that was why he had some good drives at the start because they didn't have.
But the only film on him is the coaches, the Texas coaches or Georgia
Play
coaches
completely
only
different.
have film on him from the first half. They don't know what they're getting into. I mean, they do, but they don't.
That plays completely different than Beck, too.
Well, and now
Yeah,
that
he's
makes
a
it.
runner. He's ball. He's made some big ball plays against Texas.
Yeah. When we do get to the playoffs, I mean, it does make things a lot different for anybody because now not only is he new, you don't have any film on him, but now he's got 2 weeks to work with first team for everything.
First team,
You don't know who
they
he's
got
going
a
to
coaching
be
staff down there.
when he gets there.
Right.
And so I'm not saying it's just something to take under consideration when we talk about Georgia later.
Yeah.
But it was a very good game. Went to overtime.
Did you see how many breaks they got on that last drive? Not one, but 2 forced. That should have been Texas' game all the way. Especially that pick Robert was talking about.
I think they had a couple interceptions called back.
2 forced fumbles at the end, though. They recovered both of them on one drive.
Georgia's
not the
been
whole game,
really
one
lucky
drive.
recovering fumbles this year.
I mean, it was just fortunate bounces.
But I like how they bring Beck in at the very end
Yeah.
of overtime with one
hand off
arm
the
to
ball.
hand the ball off.
What?
Because Stockton, he got
his helmet.
smoked.
He had
Oh, he got
Going into
that's
the,
right.
like the
That's
2
right.
yard line,
That's
he lost
right.
his helmet.
That's right. That's right.
He got rocked, but I'll tell you
Dude,
now though,
he-
he was a little wobbly, but he hopped right back
Yeah.
up. Like that dude was like all
I
the lights
like
on me right now. Like I got to get up and walk this off at least, huh?
I like that dude. Carson's, arm obviously got them there for offensive reasons, but Etienne showed up. Besides those 2 fumbles, Etienne had a great game.
Carson is not very good.
I think I like Stockton better than him. He might have provided more of a spark.
Very short.
We'll see.
Sample size.
Like Carson
sample
Beck because he's
size,
got an
but
awesome name.
Yeah.
He looks better.
And he looked like he knew the offense. I mean, the first play he came in, he ran an 8-yard QB power and got smoked and got right up. Boom, I'm ready.
Mobility.
Like he
It's
he
a
was ready
different
to go.
dimension for Texas when Texas already has got some pretty good weapons across the board. So
My questions are about Ewers.
Yeah.
Like,
Why not play Archie or Arch? Why not play Arch?
you were just a starter.
Yeah.
I get Ewers is the starter, but when Arch came in, when he had to, he did magnificent.
Well, we'll see what they maybe.
magnificent. I
we'll-
get Ewers is great. He is. He's a great
I don't
quarterback.
know about that.
Arch is better, and he proved that he can do every aspect the quarterback needs, and he knows the offense. He's ready to go. He's a sophomore now. He's been there. He's been groomed. He's ready to rock. I think they should go with him, especially if Ewers
think the
plays
higher-
like a bad first quarter.
I think the higher the stakes, the more you have to trust the guy that's been your guy.
Yeah.
Like
I understand.
if it was a regular season game and he was shitting, and okay, yeah,
He got benched in the first Georgia game.
but
And Arch came in and he kind of sucked too, so they put Ewers back in.
But in a
Right.
conference
I remember.
championship, no, unless he is hurt, you gotta trust the guy that you trusted from the beginning.
But
Yeah, I agree. I'm
at
just
the end
saying,
of the day,
they
Georgia
need a
still
spark.
wins.
They need a
Yeah.
spark.
They
I think
still
Arch
win the
should provide.
SEC.
They're hot. They're hot. I think
They're still a good team.
ETN
they're not
that
perfect.
defense looked really good.
Like we were talking before that we started, every team out there has some kind of weakness somewhere. Every single one of them does.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to make for a really interesting playoff
How you
because
exploit it.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say. It's going to be how teams plan for other teams' weaknesses.
We'll get into that.
Next
later.
game you got?
I've got Arizona State over Iowa State.
There was a
I mean,
dog
yeah,
walking.
trouncing.
I thought
A lot of people are picking Iowa State.
Iowa State was in there. I watched 3/4 of that game until it was a blowout. If you haven't watched Arizona State play football, they're Scadaboo, and they have 2 1,000-yard wide receivers. I mean, they've got some dudes.
Yeah, people didn't.
They were predicted to finish
Last in the Big 12. Yeah,
Really?
no doubt. Yeah.
If people didn't talk about this guy all year, this big white boy they got at running back, he's easily going to probably be number 3 or 4 in the Heisman, maybe behind Gabriel.
They've already
released it.
final. Yeah.
Well, he deserves to be in that rate. He was one of the top guys, I think, in college football,
The
besides
finalists
Genty,
were
of course.
Genty,
Hunter,
Gabriel, and Ward.
Warren. That's right.
My only thing is I'm
He's a
like,
beast, though. He ran over that team.
there's been no talks about you really in that race, maybe a little bit here and there, but nothing like you hear Travis Hunter or Jane. I was very interested in his post-game comments. I was surprised by that one. That one kind of took me by surprise.
He was the
Arizona
best
State
running
guy?
back in
Like
America.
when everyone understands that I am the best running back in the country and all that, and I'm like,
Is he gonna? He's gonna prove it though.
yeah, I mean,
see. We'll see.
well, now you
I
just
have
said,
them I have them going to the Final Four.
do you?
Yeah.
I haven't beaten Texas.
Everyone thought one that Iowa
Bryce,
State
still
game was
watching?
gonna be close. We got 12.
Yeah,
in now.
dude. Yeah, Bryce is right. There was the wide receiver we were watching because he was watching with me.
I'm going cooked for.
No, this guy was guarding him, and he was behind him. He reached
Yo, say what's
across
up.
his body.
Yeah.
The defender's right here, reached across it, and yanked it and pulled it in. Touchdown. Yeah, good call there, bud. Yeah,
Yeah.
like he totally cooked him.
But the Iowa State game, a lot of people said it was going to be close. A lot of people picked Ohio State to win, especially the analysts. This Arizona State team, I mean, they dog walked over them, and a big part of it was that running back. He could prove that he's one of the best. I think they could maybe face Boise in a part of the tournament. I think like second or third or maybe
He
second
has a
round.
chance to really make a name for himself.
Yeah, he's just a beast.
I'm-
He's a big white boy, and I mean,
I'm looking forward to seeing him play again.
he
yeah.
was churning, man, and he's fast. And they got a great O line.
Coach,
A lot of
and the coach
seniors
is coming on
team.
too.
Yeah, a lot of juniors and
I'm
seniors on that
I'm
team.
looking forward to seeing him play again.
Oregon over Penn State.
Oregon, Penn State.
Oregon over Penn
I
State.
watched this
Took the
one
Cheetos away.
Saturday night. It was Oregon wins in the end. It was a blowout. It was like 28-10. Then Penn State, they start running the ball. That's the best their offense has looked all year.
But the worse their defense has looked.
But the worst their defense has looked all year.
Yeah.
So it was a shootout.
That was a great game too.
Drew Aller, he's been pretty pedestrian, but
He's really good.
But he's
a good.
He was
quarterback.
stepping in and making some
he's not that
tight,
that
crazy
fourth
throws.
down throw that he made where he's got guys just draped on him and he just throws a rope to the end zone. Like he's got a little moxie about him. And so he's a 5-star guy coming in. So you don't doubt that, but it's just the night that they're, like Robert said, the night that their offense is prolific, Oregon comes in and carves them up.
Yeah.
Because their defense has been good.
What's up, guys?
And Oregon's been really efficient on offense. They got weapons across the board. And the one thing that they've got a good defense too. So that was a good Big Ten championship game.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Came down to the end.
Hated how it ended. I mean, like, if you watch the game and how much they had a comeback and how great their offense was playing, it was 2nd and 1 on the 50. They had 2 minutes left, plenty of time to get out on the field. They can nickel and dime, get some out of bounds short passes, get there and tie the game, maybe go into overtime. They threw a deep fade on 2nd and 1, not 4th or 3rd down, 2nd and 1. They threw a deep fade and double coverage.
Intercepted.
And it got it. Decision making at the end of the game, I just hate
It's risky.
how good he played up until then. I'm just like,
It's like when coaches
why
outsmart
would you throw it
themselves.
away?
Yep.
You know,
They're
or just like
I'm going to get so tricky right here. I'm going to do something.
But you
nobody,
didn't need
this
that.
is why nobody does that.
you didn't need that. You didn't need that.
Yeah.
Nobody's-
You could have nickel and dimed it and beat that team. Like that team is beatable.
It's a good a game
The
as
team is
their-
beatable. They have a great
as they
offense.
had
Yes,
offensively.
their defense
and
showed their
coach,
weaknesses.
The offensive coordinator had That was a bad call.
Exactly.
But there's a reason, like I was just
They
saying.
gifted it to him. They gifted it to him.
They're not going to be expecting this. Yeah, because nobody does this.
He threw it in clear double cover. The safety was over top of that receiver. It was insane to watch.
It was a good pick too, but
he's on the right side of the field. He wasn't in the middle. He was on the right, over top of that receiver.
I think they went to the game playing with house. They weren't expecting to be there because they thought it was going to be Ohio State again. And Michigan doesn't. Now they're in the Big Ten. So they feel like they're just playing with house money.
Yeah. So well, when I get the throw, the call iffy, but I mean, let's also man, if that ball is just a little bit different from where and that dude catches it.
It was doubled though. They clearly
but still,
covered him, like blanketed him. It just wasn't a great decision.
Yeah.
If he was singled, great play. All right, you made the play, great play. But he was clearly doubled, and there was guys underneath wide open. They could have ran on 2nd and 1. They had 2 minutes and 2 timeouts. That's plenty of time to get 50 yards, and they were doing it the whole game.
Yeah.
So I hated watching how that ended, but
you know what I hated watching how it ended.
Which game?
SMU over Clemson over SMU.
That was a heartbreak.
That was probably the most consequential.
They clinched their spot with that comeback. They clinched their spot with that comeback.
SMU wins that game, Alabama's in the playoff.
Correct.
True, because Clemson wouldn't be in.
That's a good point.
Correct.
Yeah.
You are correct. I'm glad. I'm glad that happened.
Yeah.
I'm glad that happened.
Yeah. Alabama.
SMU showed their stuff at the end, and that's why
they were down 17 in the fourth quarter, came and tied it.
13 seconds left, and then they allow a kickoff return.
And then it was the longest one. The longest one Clemson had all year.
Yes, and then the kicker kicks like a 50 yarder.
As time expired. Yeah.
He's got some dockside cojones on him.
Golly.
And that's going to be
56
big.
yarders for a freshman.
That's a big in the playoffs, too. Like, when we were really good with Jameis Winston, who did we have? Like, Aguayo dude. No, he wasn't relevant in NFL, but he had his shining moment.
Yeah.
Oh, he was one of the best kickers in all of college
He was
football.
one of the big reasons why we propelled. It wasn't just that often. He was kicking 58, 54 yarders all the time. Like, it was clutch, and you need that at the end of the games, especially. You see that in the NFL now. Like, you need a good kicker.
Yeah.
So many missed field goals this year. Like, these college kickers are making. These college kickers are making more than the NFL kickers. The freshmen, like you said,
that's right.
Freshmen are making more than NFL kickers.
I think Dabo had him up for that game.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of let up in the fourth quarter.
Oh yeah, foot came off the gas for sure.
But that's kind of another reason why I think Clemson could. I don't think they'll win the playoff, but I think they could win a game. They got a tough matchup against Texas first round.
Yeah, tough.
But Dabo's been there. He's won the Natty. He knows what it takes.
He has.
And it's not that they don't have talent.
But his players have.
Now, I understand, but I'm just saying that it's just something to think about.
Clemson could upset easily.
What you were just saying, though, is what makes me think they're suspect, and we'll get into the picks here in a minute.
Everyone's suspect.
But everyone is, but the fact that when you're talking about taking their foot off the gas and almost letting them come back, they still came away with the win, but you can't do that in the playoffs. Like, those teams, you can't. I mean, unless it is an absolute blowout, you can't come off the gas. You got to be hammering teams the whole way through.
And SMU has some freak athletes, and they were getting some really, really good plays down the stretch.
One of their best players. They got this tight end named, his last name's Maryland.
He's coming back, or is he?
No, he got hurt. He was their best player. One of their best receivers. Their best receiver, actually. He got hurt out for a year, and he's still cooking. This guy Jennings is good, and he'll be around at SMU. SMU's got the money. They got all the oil money down there in Texas. So he'll be staying.
SMU's got.
But it was a great.
That quarterback is.
Haven't heard anything about SMU in years, and then all of a sudden, transfer portal and NIL money opens up, and now it's like, shit, SMU.
It only takes a year now to get all those guys. It's crazy.
So I've got Boise over at UNLV. So it's 21-7, pretty standard score.
They took their foot off the gas a little bit.
This game was never in doubt.
No, and once again, but still, Jainty over 200 yards and a touchdown. Like, the dude is a yardage machine right now. Like, he has been all season.
You got to appreciate, I mean, maybe not the second half as much, but the first half, they were using Genty, obviously, to get down the field, but a lot of the throws this quarterback was making, I mean, on the money dots right outside the defender's hands. Like, it's not just Genty. He did make
that first touchdown of the game. It was great.
And UNLV's got a top defense. Like, they've been holding teams. Boise's one of the only teams they lost to this year. So they win that conference championship, they could easily have been in.
Boise would have been out.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, that would have easily been out. If
That
they would've
wouldn't
lost.
even been a question.
But yeah, it was a great game. I think Boise kind of got nostalgic at the end. They went up 21-7 with that big run from Genty at the end of half, or was it 21-0? I think they got 21 points at the first half.
Yeah.
And then they scored 0 in the second. Just a lot of pass. I'm like, you got to give your guys the ball at least once. You know,
Yeah,
you
most
can't just
definitely.
give this team the ball back every time. Like, luckily their defense was playing very well. So
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you 100%.
It was never in doubt though. They just
no, it
stepped
wasn't.
on.
But
They were just stepping on.
they just kind of took
They
their
pushed
foot off the
it.
gas.
That's like a
at the
crock
end.
pot win. They just low and
Yeah.
slow.
They were giving them more and more chances at the end to come back, and they didn't take advantage. So
And I mean, they finished the season strong against a ranked opponent, ranked top 25 opponent. I mean, that's-
exactly, it's a tough
it looks
game
good
no
for
matter
Boise,
what.
no matter what. I mean, I've been saying, you know, in the playoffs, I'm like, if Boise wins their first week, like their first game, nothing really matters after that. They've proven like we at least belonged here to win one of these games. Do I think it'll happen? I mean, I hope it happens. I don't know for sure if it will, but let's talk about JT and Hunter for a second. Now that everything's done, everybody's still on board
We got
with the same
six-
thing.
We got 16
Hunter,
in here right now.
all the way. I know we're
16, what's up? Say
so
what's good.
I think he'll win it too, but the odds did change. There was a big swing in the odds. Now, he was still the favorite to win, but you said he was at minus 10,000 last week, and then after the Boise game, his odds went down to like minus 2,000. Now, I don't know what they've done since then, but I know that
It did go down a
JT's
lot.
was plus 2,500, and at one point his went down to like plus 800.
We should go to bed at.
Yeah, back when Big Cat did.
We don't. I don't know if we can get Heisman here in Virginia.
Nope, you cannot bet on the Heisman in Virginia.
Yeah, because that would have been all
What
of
did
it.
he have it at?
Plus 1,200.
Big Cat, yeah, he bet like before the season or
Are they
It was
going to
like
play
the
one game
third week
before the
of the
Heisman,
season.
or are they doing the Heisman before the playoff?
I'm not sure. I don't know if that really.
It's
It's this weekend. I was gonna say,
So
even
they're
if they
doing it
did, I don't
before.
know if you can. I mean, none of that really should matter. Like, yeah,
He'll definitely win Doak Campbell. He'll win the Doak. He might not win the Heisman.
I hope so. He'll.
Scatabo.
I think that.
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance Hunter might win the Heisman, but I still think there's a good chance that JT could end up going first overall.
No.
First
No?
overall. Hell no.
Running back will not be picked first.
It'll be Travis and
He's
Shador.
Andrew.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it probably should have.
He'll be the first.
He wants to go to Oakland.
I'll
be top five for sure.
surprised if Genty isn't picked top 10 or top.
They just don't
Oh,
respect
I would be
it.
highly surprised if he didn't go top 10.
They just don't respect running backs. They need O linemen, quarterbacks, and receivers sometimes.
There's always teams that are desperate for
Yeah,
quarterbacks and running backs, and those tend to be the teams that have early picks.
He could easily get top 5, top 10.
I'm not saying he
For
won't.
RB
but I'm
needing
not-
teams.
He'll be a first round pick. I think.
If
I mean, that-
if Raiders trade up and they get like Shador and Genty in the draft, how about that? That'd be a good little duo right there.
They'd have a lot.
The Raiders don't really have a need for a running back, though. They've got that. What's his name?
Who?
The Raiders.
Nobody.
They don't have any. They have Samir White.
Zamir White. Zamir White's not bad.
I mean, he's not a star though. Genty would go in and immediately fill that number 1 role probably.
Immediately go in and fill the hole that the line's not going to make for him.
I mean, so yeah, Trap's probably going to win that. He's going to win that, and deservedly so, I think.
Yeah. I like JT more, but I think I like his off-field presence more, and that's what does it for me. Hunter still had a great season. There's nothing I can't take anything away from the dude. He is the first true two-way player that's putting up solid stats both ways. Maybe not the first, but the first you've probably seen in a long time. But yeah, I like JT's presence out there better, but just because I like it doesn't mean anything. It probably will go to Hunter.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I wish I could have gotten it. Like I said.
Yeah, gotten in on that bet a little early.
Yeah, I wish I could have bet it.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about this playoff system, this bracket. Let's talk about it.
Which, by the way, last time I was on here, I said Miami was going to lose to Syracuse and miss the playoff. Exactly what happened.
2 weeks ago. Check it out.
So Miami not included in the field, which I
I
have
like
no
that.
problem with.
Right. Well, so let's start off by this. The rankings are out. How do y'all feel about the rankings that came out?
Feel pretty good.
Fine with it.
I think the
They got it
12
right.
best teams got in. That's how it should be. The
Well,
12
wasn't-
overall best.
It wasn't necessarily the 12. I don't think Clemson is one of the 12 best teams, but I'm fine
But they
with
won.
them getting the automatic bid the way
Yeah.
that it's set. I'm fine with that. I have no gripe because
Bama should have got in, but they didn't.
there may be teams in this 12 team that may.
There's no way
be like,
Bama deserved to be
there
in
may
this
be like
playoff.
small gripes, like we should have been, we should have been. I'm never going to have any type of sympathy for them like I would of a team getting snubbed in a 4. I'm like, no. This 12 team is just so that we can make sure that we grab every team that has a shot at winning the national. It may not be all 12 has a real shot at it, but we've got everybody in the country that really are the best. Like
I think most deserving is you get your AQs, but then you get your most deserving teams.
Yeah.
right.
And maybe, but the
The only
loss has got to mean something.
I was saying before we started, the only thing that I think I would change with the playoff is no automatic buys to the champions. I think it should be by the like I was talking it out with Brent. Like if you go by the rankings, I think it was what was it?
Oh yeah, he listed them out. It would give you some really juicy matchups.
The top 4 teams with the bye would be Oregon, Georgia, Texas, and Penn State. Then the 4 teams that would get the home game in the first round would be Notre Dame at the 5, Ohio State at 6, Tennessee at 7, and Indiana at 8. And then Boise State would play at Indiana, SMU at Tennessee, Arizona State at Ohio State, and Clemson at Notre Dame. And
It doesn't sound bad.
I just think that it's more. I just think it's fair. I just think it's more fair because
Yeah, I agree.
I think Tennessee is kind of getting screwed in this. They're the 7th ranked,
Yeah.
and they're a 9 seed have to go to Ohio State.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's
a tough first game.
Yeah.
Big Tim's an Ohio State fan. Been waiting.
So that's the only thing that I would change, but I have no problem with the teams that are in it.
Yeah, I feel like they got the right teams in there.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. That's kind of how
Gonna
I
be some
felt
good
was
games.
you knew they probably had more scrutiny on them this time for these 12 selections than they probably ever had on them before. But I think they did a good job of who they picked. So let's talk about some predictions. Boys.
Well, I think what we talked about earlier kind of was being prepared, and I think the most prepared team is going to win. Obviously, that involves the talent level. If you have a lot of juniors and seniors, stuff like that, but preparation is the main thing. You got to exploit the other team's weaknesses. You know, you've done your film on all these teams, like Robert and you said, like every team has like their weaknesses. I feel like anybody can win this thing. It's all about who preps himself the most. You know, time of possession, run game is going to be huge in these games. You know, if it's a great offense like Oregon, keep them off the field. You got to do stuff to get them uncomfortable, and that's how you beat teams like that. I mean, it's not going to be easy. College is a lot different than NFL. Obviously, you got to grind all the way to the last second because anything can happen down to the last second of a game in college. So we've seen it happen. The run back, the field goal run back in Auburn, Alabama back in the day? Mm-hmm. That was the craziest. Go for the field goal, 1 second left. The ref called the play.
Well, so let's talk about the first round.
Who we got?
Which one do you wanna go with?
Notre Dame, Indiana.
Notre Dame, Indiana.
Who I got?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I there's going to be an upset in the first round. I wouldn't really consider Tennessee over Ohio State an upset. And to me, I think Clemson has a chance of beating Texas, but I went with Indiana over Notre Dame as my upset in the first round.
I like it.
I took Notre Dame in this one. I don't think Indiana is a bad team. I saw them play Ohio State, and I would liken the two teams
Fight.
to very similar to Notre Dame, and just kind of that beat them up front. They just don't have the guys up front. I think they're well coached. I think they could be plucky. I think if Notre Dame comes in flat, it'll be a good game. But I got Notre Dame in this one, as much as I hate to say it, but I got Notre Dame in this one.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got?
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be a close game. Indiana showed their stuff. They played well against decent teams, but the one team, like you said, Ohio State, even if they would have fought back a little bit, lost by 10, 13 points, that would have been a lot more respectable. They just got washed.
Oh, they were demoralized by the end of it.
I feel like you said, if Notre Dame gets off to a hot start, which they usually do, they'll probably have a comfortable advantage in that game. I'll pick Notre
if it
Dame.
gets 14-0, 17-0, Indiana's going to be cooked.
They're just going to go pass heavy, just like they did with Ohio State, and it's not going to work.
Notre Dame's got a good defense.
Yeah.
If they can hang around and just muck it up,
Yeah.
they got a chance. But I just think Notre Dame's got too much on both lines of scrimmage on both sides of the
Yeah,
ball.
a lot of upperclassmen too on that line and in the backfield for them.
So we'll see.
I can dig it.
But that's just my pick for that game. Yeah.
Well, so I'm with Robert. I picked Indiana. I think they're two very close teams when it comes down to it. And I just think Indiana's looked really good all season. Yeah, they had a rough game against Ohio State, but I mean,
But
let's not take anything away from playing Ohio State. It is still Ohio State. They
beat, but
They are a
they beat
presence.
the crap out of some good teams.
They
Though.
beat the crap out of everybody.
Who did they play that was good? Who did they play that was good this year that's not even ranked?
I mean, Nebraska's a bowl team, and they killed them by 50.
6 losses.
And I'm just saying, it's a bowl team. I'm not saying their schedule hasn't been the best,
Who was
but
Texas beat?
Texas, hey, that's true. Texas got a pretty easy SEC schedule. They didn't really
The
have.
two teams
They
that they
did.
played,
Didn't they?
Georgia twice, and they lost.
Texas didn't play anyone from the SEC all year.
They played the worst teams in the SEC. They didn't have to play. The only top team in the SEC Texas played was Georgia.
Yeah.
They played them twice, and they lost. So you can't. I mean, it's.
Those are good games, though. I mean, there was some pretty close games. They weren't just
True. I'm
Yeah,
not saying that
well-
Indiana's better than Texas. I'm just.
Well, one
saying,
was by 15 and one was in overtime.
yeah.
The discount Indiana because their teams weren't up to snuff.
I just think it's going to be a talent
help
thing.
that. They did what they could do, and they beat the shit out of all of them. That's all they could do.
this is
Their
our
schedule was what it was.
Yeah, this is our
They beat
schedule.
the
We
shit
just
out
have
of
to
them.
go dominate it.
Yeah.
And they beat by a much more talented Ohio State team at Ohio State, and
And I would call the talent in Notre Dame comparable to Ohio State. So,
Yeah.
But like I said, Signetti's a good coach. If you don't know him, Google him.
Hey,
he said he did.
my first statement was it's going to be a close game. Just picking Notre Dame to edge them just because I know they have a lot of juniors and seniors on that line. They have a lot of guys that have been there, ready for this moment. And Indiana's a great team, great story. They're going to stick with them probably, but that's just what I pick at the end. And anything could happen. Any of these games. I mean, we could be completely wrong.
You're good.
That's good.
So the next one I got is Penn State and SMU. So
I got SMU.
Another fight.
SMU.
I got SMU in this one.
They're hungry. Hungry.
I think their offense is very talented, and I don't trust James Franklin in big games. He chokes in big games. And their offense, they had a great output against Oregon, but for the most part, you haven't seen them be that dynamic up until then. So they're going to do a whiteout. It's going to be at home. They're going at noon, which is a whiteout at noon. Give me a break.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Anyway, but I just feel like Penn State might be overlooking SMU because everybody's kind of glazing them for having an easy schedule. They're like, "Oh, we're going to beat SMU," and we're going to.
But everyone's talking crap about Penn State's schedule as well. Like everyone's got a problem with everyone's schedule.
I don't care. I don't care about their schedule.
But everyone's saying that about Penn State. They didn't beat anybody.
I'm just saying the players on the field. I think SMU's talented.
I agree with you with James Franklin, but the one thing I'd say with James Franklin, he can't win the big game against Ohio State and Michigan.
Well, that sucks that they play them every year.
Right. This is not Ohio State.
I would say Penn State is the more talented team, but I'm just SMU, chip on their shoulder,
They definitely
playing their balls off on offense.
Yeah.
You want to get into a shootout? Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Because that Penn State defense can get got. You just saw it last week. I'm not saying that SMU's on Oregon's level, but they're pretty damn close. So I think it might come down to it. And if it comes to coaching, I don't like James Franklin. SMU, give it to me.
I got you.
Whatever that
SMU.
spread is, give me the points.
Taking the points.
Give me the points.
Taking the points. I'm probably taking the points too. Robert? SMU Penn State?
Oh, Penn State. I got Penn State.
You got Penn? Penn?
Yeah, I got Penn. I mean, there's not much to debate about here. I think it's going to be, well-fought game. SMU showed their stuff. I was very impressed in that Oregon game, just the fight against, the best team in the nation. And even if in their game against Ohio State, they played very well. It wasn't a dog walk by any means, but
Yeah.
I like Penn State just because I feel like they're strong. They got like we were talking about. What was the last team we talked about?
SMU, Penn State, and Indiana, and Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame. They have a lot of upperclassmen and just a lot of guys that are good leaders. So
Yeah.
Ooh.
what happened?
Sorry, we were just looking at some of the lines for these games.
I bet it's still a pretty
What do you think the
ridiculous-
spread on the SMU Penn State game is?
The spread?
Yeah.
10.5.
10.5?
I'd go, 9.5.
It's 9.
9?
It's 9.
I knew it was That's about what I would put it as.
Well, I've got Penn on that one too. I'm like, if you're an SMU backer on that one, that's not a bad bet to take neither.
Yeah, for sure.
So Ohio State, Tennessee. Sorry, Ohio State, Tennessee.
7.5 spread on this game. I got it pulled up.
Who you got?
This is 7.5.
Yeah.
Ohio State's favored by 7.5.
Yeah.
It's because it's in Ohio State, probably.
Still, that's
Taking Tennessee on the money line.
Tennessee
Taking
money line.
Tennessee.
Taking Tennessee on the money line.
I got Tennessee in this game.
I'm riding the money train.
Gonna win,
But not cover?
I don't think.
That's crazy.
I'm going to pick OSU to win that one.
You got OSU. Yeah, I took Tennessee.
It'll definitely be a grudge match.
Like Robert said, I don't believe that if Tennessee beats Ohio State, that's any kind of upset.
No,
but
it's not.
I think Tennessee or Ohio State, and I'm not just talking about losing to Michigan. The big rivalry game you have to expect. I don't care if Michigan was a 1-win team; they were going to come in there and fight as hard as that rivalry is. But Ohio State has looked suspect a couple times this season. I think Tennessee could pull one out over them and move on to Oregon, move on to bigger, better things.
So
Nico's been playing well.
Inconsistent. Their offense is inconsistent.
He had a bad stretch the last few games, the last 2 games, or 2 or 3 games. 3 games. He's had like 8 touchdowns, no picks. He's playing.
what's the over/under on that game?
Let me pull it out for you, dog. Over under 47.5. Under.
Which game is it?
Yeah. Ohio State, Tennessee.
Ohio State, Tennessee.
Yeah, I'd go under.
Yeah, I would.
But yeah, I just like Tennessee. I think, and we talked about coaching, right? I think Ryan Day's a bitch, and I don't like him. And he's a soft pussy coach.
Thank you for your candor.
So not saying Josh Heupel with his giant jowls is any better, but like he has no support from the fan base.
Yeah.
And he can sense it. It is not only going to be Ryan Day and his team versus Tennessee, but it's Ryan Day and his players against the fans. Because if he loses this game, they're already calling for his head. He's short of the playoff. This is the expectation in Ohio State. I'm not saying it's rational. If he does not win the Natty, they want his head.
People want his head even if he wins.
Yeah.
Because you just can't lose 4 straight to
I think
Michigan.
I think that's the people that are talking about. I don't care if he wins the national championship. They should fire him. Those people are stupid.
Those ones are stupid.
Yeah.
They're insane.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It's all about how you respond, right?
Right.
And I saw his response when they were trying to plant that flag, and everybody's going nuts, and he's standing there with his arms crossed, watching it all unfold.
Count that as over.
No, I count it.
the
No, I count
response
it.
was confusion, probably.
Yeah.
just didn't
So
want
now he's embattled again. What's he gonna do? He's gonna fold up like a cheap tent. Tennessee money.
I still say I think Ohio State is the most talented team in the playoffs. I think that how this game goes is going to say a lot. If they show up and they get for this game, they win this game. They're my pick to win the national championship. They win that. I think that they'll go on a run to win.
I can see it.
sure.
What do you got? Ohio State, Tennessee.
Yeah, definitely Ohio State in that one.
Ohio State over Tennessee.
They're more talented, and I agree with Lauber. They're probably one of the top 3 teams overall talent. Just everything together. They mesh really well. They have good coaching outside of Ryan Day. There's 23 coaches on the sideline. People forget it's not just one person. There's all types of coaches that make decisions during the game. It's not
one of
just
them's
him.
gonna take his job next year.
Maybe, but there's a lot of coaches on the sideline. They have a lot of great coaching outside of him. So
One of the coaches is one of the reasons they lost to Michigan too. Chip Kelly was.
Dude, that game was so.
Chip Kelly.
No,
that was
his
bad.
ego got in the way. He was like, "I'm going to nut up and I'm going to run the ball right at Michigan because I want
to their strength.
right to the best
Yeah.
part of their defense instead of just using the 5-star wide receivers that you have."
Without
And Michigan didn't have their best
Yeah.
quarterback. No, his ego got in the way. They should have blown out Michigan and covered this
sounds
spread.
like a team that I know.
And that's why the fans are pissed because your ego, because John Harbaugh little broed you, and said you were born on third base, and it got to his head. and ever since then, he's been and when he
on third
plays
base.
Michigan, he's a nutcase. He doesn't do things that have won him 10, 11 games every year. He wants to, and his ego got in the way. And now, when he knows he's fighting 2 battles, just like I said, his ego's going to get in the way again. He's gonna try. I'm gonna prove these guys wrong. I'm gonna score 1 million points. I'm gonna blow out Tennessee. You just watch. Look at this aggressive game plan, and then they're gonna throw a pick, and it's all gonna go to. Will Howard sucks. It's all gonna
the
go.
game plan is they're going to score 1 million points, but they're going to throw 1 pick, and it's going to.
The pick. no. I just see it. It's gonna be an avalanche. Not 1 pick. It's
Big
going to be
bold
all night.
predictions by
All
Brent.
night, he's going to make bad calls based on. He's going to coach poorly.
I would love to see that. I mean, nothing would make me happier.
We need a
than
new
seeing
segment
that.
called BBP, Brent's Bold Predictions. And they gotta be
Bold.
they gotta be bold. And that's a bold one right there.
Oh my gosh.
And whatever they are,
BBP,
bet against
baby.
them.
All right. Texas Clemson. Let's go. Texas Clemson. Donnie, who do you got?
That's I like this one. A lot of people are gonna Texas. I think Clemson definitely is coming off a heater right here. They kind of were nostalgic at the end of the SMU game, but they showed their stuff. I think they're on a hot streak. They have a chance to win. I'm not going to pick
What do you
them
think
to
the
win.
spread is?
I'm going to pick Texas by less than a touchdown. I think the game will be very close.
What do you think the spread is?
Texas by 6.5.
Hold on.
It's probably higher.
This by 10.5.
Ball
No.
predictions.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Randy is on it. It's Texas minus 11.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be more.
No, there's
no respect.
We're talking about coaching. Dabo, coach him up. Plus 11. Give me these.
Tell me Dabo's not a
taking
good
the
coach.
points on that.
Tell me Dabo's not a good coach.
Yeah, I'm taking
It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a
Our
close
two
game.
conference contenders are almost double-digit dogs, and one of them is.
I can see Clemson winning that game. I'm going to pick Texas in a close one.
It's
I
gonna-
can see Clemson
listen,
winning
man.
that game.
I don't see
This line's going to move.
You can talk about disrespect to the ACC. You know, they're not good.
No, we're not.
There's a reason.
Well, yes,
all of our players went to the SEC.
Yes, no,
Transfer portal.
we are. If you think about
Everything.
it, with hold on.
Big bald predictions.
When you think about both
That's a
sides,
good
the
idea.
teams, and
Brent's bald predictions.
no, shit, no, we're not really good, are we?
No.
I have Texas winning a close one, but I have them losing to Arizona State.
Well,
So that's where. That's where
Yeah, I
we're
got
gonna-
Texas. I do have Texas in this game. I think they will be able to. I think they'll be able to win the game. I think it'll be, like Donnie said, less than a touchdown. So I think they'll cover that 11.
Because everyone talking about Dabo being a great coach. Sarkisian is a very good coach.
yeah, he is.
Yeah, he all right.
That's why I'm still picking Texas. Still got
He is
Texas
a good coach.
for sure. I'm not saying he's not at all. He's a great coach.
I think it's interesting. I think out of all four of these first round picks, I think that there's been a split on every single one of these between all of us.
Oh, we haven't been
we
unanimous.
have not
on
been
one.
unanimous on a single one. I
just
love
a-
it.
Just a little-
college football, and there's
Chaos.
Yeah,
no,
I love it.
Yes.
Anarchy.
But just a little sample size of like why the ACC has been sucking so bad. Just a little sample size in a matter of a week or two. I think we've lost 2 4-star, 1 5-star recruits, 2 to Florida, and then 1
Yeah, but
to
that-
like
that
Texas A&M
doesn't
or
have
something.
any-
They flip. Yeah,
don't
5-star
think-
tackle.
They all want to go to the SEC now. Nobody
I don't
wants to
think-
be in the ACC.
No, I don't think they
Nobody
left
wants-
Florida State to go there because it was a conference. I think they saw a dumpster fire in Florida State and was like, I
But
don't want to play
You
here.
saw Clemson's recruits going before this year. That's why they didn't have the talent they do. I mean, SMU probably has one of the best teams, if not the best team in that conference. But a lot of those recruits from all the ACC teams, even you're seeing at the end of the year, we're losing them to SEC teams. So it's just they're just building the freaking juggernaut conference right there. So I mean, it's eventually just going to be all up to them at the end of the year. So
Yeah.
it's whatever.
We'll see what happens. We'll
He's
see what
right.
happens.
He's right. I mean, they don't compare to the SEC in any means. It's hard to pick them over an SEC team. Right
Well,
now.
so what about ASU? ASU,
Beating Texas.
you got ASU over Texas, huh?
I like that a lot.
High-powered offense, just running right through the Longhorns.
I got
So you guys already
You got
filled out your
Clemson,
bracket.
ASU, what do you got?
no. I got Texas. I had Texas beating Clemson.
Texted everyone.
Oh,
fill out bracket.
And
No. I just forgot. I meant to do it.
I got Texas again in a close one. In a close one.
Yeah, I know who I'm gonna pick there.
Yeah, that's who I got in that game.
Yeah,
And as much as we talked about Arizona
You
State,
want me to do it?
No, I just figured if you needed to make
yeah,
picks.
take the over. I think there'll be a lot of points in that game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great.
Oh
game.
my god, I think that has the makings of a shootout.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like-
so
I agree.
yeah, give me Texas versus ASU. Being Texas winning.
I got you, Robert. Texas is again.
No, he took ASU.
No, you
or
took
ASU over Texas.
I'm gonna agree with Brent. If Texas can get by Clemson, I still have them as the very slightly stronger team. ASU has proven their guts all year. They have a lot of talent. They have a guy that's a game changer, just like
and they
Jenke.
have a Heisman snub at
yeah.
running back.
But Texas has a lot of good players too, all around the board. I think like you said, if they make it there, it'll be a shootout. I'm gonna pick Texas in a close one.
Three
What about you?
Texases to the Final Four then, because I've got Texas over ASU. ASU is high powered. My concern is ASU in the big money games. How are they going to do in an Elite Eight, if you
Because
will, against Texas?
Texas has more talent than them.
What?
Oh, never mind. I forgot Texas was 5 seed. Sorry.
Well, so then let's roll on real quick. So, Oregon. I know we're split on this.
Ohio State beat them.
You have OSU because you had OSU.
That's the one I need to think.
If Ohio State makes this game, I agree with Robert because it is very hard to beat the same team twice.
especially OSU with momentum.
That game
Especially the way
between
they won.
and that game was extremely close last time. It really did some clock mismanagement by the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Absolutely.
away from getting that field goal off. So if it is Ohio State, I would pick Ohio State in that game. I wouldn't imagine the spread on that game would be more than what it was last time, 2.5.
Yeah, it's got to be tight.
Close game.
Yeah.
But that would be my pick. But if it's Tennessee, like I predicted, Oregon, Tennessee, give me Oregon.
Yeah, I'm the same with you, us both having Tennessee. I've got Oregon like literally walking the dog on Tennessee. Like I think it's going to be, I think at that point Oregon probably trounces them. Maybe not like, a 50-point game or anything like that, but I think
A
it'll be
good,
a pretty
solid
good ass whipping.
double-digit win.
Yeah, I think good ass whipping will happen right there. What do you got, Don?
I like Ohio State a lot. I've been watching Oregon. I mean, Oregon's been a great team all around the board. I think they can be beat though if they face high competition. Like I said earlier, I think Ohio State's top 3 overall team, talent-wise, overall coaching, offense and defense. I think they could beat them. I'm gonna go ahead and pick Ohio State.
Well, I will say I am with Brent too. If it is Ohio State over Tennessee, yeah, I think Ohio State probably is going to go probably all the way at that point. Because
that'll be the game. That'll be the game.
OSU with momentum is so like they are one of those teams that if they get a little bit of get the ball rolling a little bit, they're like a train, like a fucking freight train.
They're trying to prove something too.
But yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how that first round goes. I think it'll determine a lot. But yeah, I've got Oregon over them. So then let's talk about the Georgia game.
I haven't beaten Indiana.
You got them over Indiana?
Yeah. It's hard not to.
Georgia, Notre Dame?
Georgia, Notre Dame. I got Notre Dame again.
Okay.
Georgia's run defense has been suspect this year.
Didn't know you were such a big fan of South Bend.
I don't. I'm not, though. I'm really not. But I think Notre Dame is just built.
Who's that coming?
I'm like, don't stay built different.
No, but not discounting. I think Georgia is still good. And Notre Dame's track record in BCS type games is terrible.
Yeah.
But with the backup quarterback for Georgia and all the uncertainty, I know what I've got in Notre Dame. I've got a good defense and a good running game and a pretty competent passing game.
Yeah.
And so give me Notre Dame over Georgia in a squeaker.
I like it.
In a squeaker.
Okay.
I like that.
Don?
Yeah, it's a tough one. If Notre Dame can get past Indiana, like Brent said, if they don't have Beck, they're going to try to exploit that in every way. I really like the play of Stockton. He didn't take any big chances except for that pick at the end that almost costed him. But I mean, it didn't. He played well in the drives that he did have the chance to play in, and he showed his balls in a lot of those drives. I'm still going to take Georgia overall, team wise, talent wise. They have probably one of the best coaches. I think Kirby Smart. He's just been unbelievable.
Pretty smart this season.
All their recruits that they've gotten over the last 4 or 5 years, their team, just everything is very well balanced, and I think they can definitely make a run in this tournament.
Fair enough.
Georgia.
Fair enough.
We have a lot of dogs on the Eagles
Yeah.
now, so we're seeing how they play.
Well, I'm with it with y'all too. I've got Georgia over Indiana.
Go Dogs.
I think I think Georgia takes either team. I think it's
I did too.
not a matter of which one it would
If
be.
it's
I think-
Indiana, the talent discrepancy will
Yeah.
be that'll
Notre
be
Dame
a
will be a
huge
close game.
that'll be
For
a
sure.
huge spread.
I think
Yeah,
it'll definitely
I
be
think
a
Notre Dame Georgia will be a closer game than a Notre Dame Indiana or Georgia Indiana game will be for sure. So let's move down. So Boise State.
Boise State. In my bracket, I've got SMU versus Boise State. I'm going to take Boise State in this one.
Taking Boise.
I've got Penn State.
You got Penn? All right.
This one's probably out of all the games that I looked at. even over the Oregon Ohio State game. This one was a tough one. I'm gonna simply go with Boise over Penn in a very close game. I think Penn State is immensely talented. I think Boise has something to prove, and I've especially been watching the whole team, not just Genty, the last few games, and they're very balanced. They have a great thing going for them. Their defense, especially, has been unbelievable. No matter who they face, excluding the Oregon game, but yeah, I'm gonna go Boise in a tight one.
Boise in a tight one. Well, let me tell you guys something. I believe that round, Boise State is gonna upset Penn State. I believe it's gonna happen.
So,
And you got to think.
I believe it's gonna
like
happen.
You said Franklin, big game. He might win one,
Yeah.
but that second one against a great team, I don't think so.
It would be awesome to see, just for the makings of everything. So then you got Georgia, you got Notre Dame, but Georgia, Notre Dame. Who you guys got in the finals on that side?
in my bracket, I've got Notre Dame versus Boise. And I got Notre Dame coming out.
Notre Dame all the way.
Notre Dame coming out of the.
Okay.
I know it's a
Big
bit of a long
Irish
shot.
fan.
I'm not an Irish fan. I actually despise them, but
It's like these guys are gonna be so much
Biden
shit
is
for the rest.
so good. I can't not pick them.
if Georgia's quarterback was not hurt, it would be Georgia coming out of this bracket. But just the uncertainty with a backup quarterback is what's giving me. Because overall, I think they're the best team in this bracket. On this side of the bracket, I think Georgia is the best team. But just with the way that the matchups shake out, and if Notre Dame has to beat a backup quarterback with Georgia, Indiana, and Boise, they can do it. So that's my pick on this side of the bracket.
Okay.
Notre Dame coming out.
All right. Fair enough. Robert?
Georgia.
All the way, huh? Don?
Georgia, over Penn. You had Penn State. Georgia over Penn State. Yeah, that one's tough. You gotta give the edge to Georgia, but I'm gonna stick with my gun right here, and I'm gonna go with the upset in Boise State.
Boise State.
I think Georgia could pull one off against Notre Dame.
Boise in the Natty.
But especially if they don't have Beck, I think they can exploit that offense. And
There's got to be a
Boise's
lot
got a
of
good
Boise to make
defense.
the Natty.
Got to.
I mean,
got
I've got the
close
simple
one.
pick. I've got Georgia. I've got Georgia over Boise
Alabama.
going to the final.
Your boys in here, Ross. Rasta.
Golly, some of these. That's just a terrible post on X.
That's crazy.
Dude, what?
Yeah, dude. Notre Dame is tough. He's right. And the comments say Notre Dame is tough.
But yeah,
They're
so the other
It's going to
side,
be Notre Dame or Georgia.
other side of it. Well, we got a few minutes. Who's going to the finals on the other side? Ohio State.
Oh no, let me pull my bracket up here. Hold on, give me a second.
I'm gonna say I'm going to Oregon because I've still got Oregon over Tennessee.
I've got Oregon.
I got Ohio State versus Texas. Yeah, I have to give the edge to Ohio State in this one. Just it's going to be so tough. I mean, everything we talk about could completely be the opposite, but I think Ohio State will edge Texas in this
So
one.
who do you got in your Natty? You've got Boise State and
Ohio State. Me, I've got Georgia and Oregon.
I've got Notre Dame and Oregon. Who's in your
I've
Natty?
got Georgia, Ohio State.
Ohio State beating Georgia.
Yep. Who do you got winning?
I got Oregon.
I've got Georgia over Georgia over Oregon. 24. I've got them 27-24 over Oregon.
I'm just going to go ahead and book the shocker here. I'm picking Boise State.
Oh my God, no, you're not.
Boise to win
That's
the
not a
whole
real
thing.
pick. Put your money on the line. Dude, there's no way.
Put a $5 on it right now. Pull up your app. Put a
There's
$5
no
on
way,
it right now.
Bet it.
Well,
Yep, put a $5 on it. I want to see
I
it.
heard the line.
Well.
Even Oregon, the number 1 overall seed, is plus 350. So it's just because they're going to have to
Boise
win.
State has proven they can compete with a team like that. They can compete with any
I mean,
team.
granted, Oregon, Genty ran a hole over Oregon week 2.
They were up 34-24 at the end of the game. It took a heroic effort from Oregon to win that game. I don't know if anyone watched that game, but they were dominating them.
Put a $5 on it, Donnie. It's there right this second. It is going off at plus 6,500 for Boise to win it. Put a $5 on it, bro.
And plus, Oregon's what, 350?
Oregon is plus 360. Texas is plus 360. Georgia's plus 400. OSU plus 450. The Tanny Lions at plus 650. The Irish at 9, and then a huge jump from those. So those are the
Ryan Day's
6
gonna-
that they got going because the
Ryan Day's gonna
Volunteers
crumble
are
in the big game and get fired on the same day.
Volunteers are 26. Hoosiers are 4. Mustangs are 45. Clemson is 55. Arizona State is 6,000, and Boise State is 6,500. Dude. That's a $5 to win what, $325?
All right, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Honestly, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Whatever. If Boise finished that game against Oregon, and they were undefeated going into this game, would that turn your head a little bit? No, not at all.
I mean,
That's crazy.
I think even with that loss, they did the best they could do. They got a 3 seed.
I know that. I'm just saying overall, just like thought of Boise State, like they competed with the best team that hasn't lost a game.
Yeah, but then
This
that
year.
said team competed in a Big Ten schedule, and they play in the
You're right about that. I agree.
what conference did they play? Mountain West.
Oregon?
Do it. Seal it so it's
Boise,
official.
yeah, Boise.
Seal it so it's official, Brent.
You did it?
Yep.
What?
Plus 6,500. Why not? Have a little fun with it. I just got
Going with
$5
me.
on Boise.
I mean, if I'm taking a
He's
long,
going with me, man.
if I'm
He's
taking a long,
coming,
if
man.
I'm taking a long shot, I mean a really long shot.
None.
I wanted to pick Ohio State, but I really just I believe in
Tennessee.
that team.
Out of all 12
I believe
teams,
in that team.
not ranking, not who's going to win a championship. Out of all 12 teams, I like Boise State the best. Like, as just a personal choice, I like Boise the best. I like the blue field.
Fuck Boise.
I like the blue field. I
will never say that.
I will never say that.
I like
love
Boise.
it.
No, I had 10 years ago, 12 years ago, I had to watch them lose
who
in
did you
person.
have- did you have in
to
the finals?
Boise State? I had to watch Virginia Tech. No,
Huh?
they
Did you have
ruined
in
my
the
fucking
finals?
day.
Georgia?
Georgia over Oregon 27-24.
Yeah, and Robert, Boise State's on the hate
said
list.
I was
bro.
there.
Boise State is on the hate list. I do not want
In
to.
DC, it was- yeah.
Never.
You're
No.
gonna see their first big game. The whole world's gonna see what they got. You'll see yourself.
They don't got the talent, bro.
We'll see.
They got one guy.
Does Oregon have talent?
Yeah, all over the
They
field.
competed with them the whole game, and they had them beat. It wasn't just a game. They did that all year. And I get it, their competition wasn't as great, but
Well, as soon as I get the time
Pick
code
the
that
pick.
Rachel put on the damn tablet,
all right,
so I don't
7-10.
get locked out of the
7-10,
tablet.
we got a rock with NFL.
Yeah, so let's move on to the NFL. I just have to get my notes back here.
I
in a minute.
really think there's only like a couple games.
That Simpsons
That
shit
was-
last night was awesome to watch. Did
I
you
did
watch The Simpsons?
I saw a couple clips.
That was-
It's not awesome to watch.
well,
I
I'm
could
sorry.
not
I'm
have-
sorry for the ending. You guys
I don't
deserve.
care about
You guys deserve to win, honestly.
I don't care.
You
about
should care about the game. Your team was
But
playing.
that Simpsons part was not like
It was a little
the
corny.
clips from it. Those are cool, but watching the game for that, no, that's brutal.
No, I didn't watch it the whole time. I just watched clips of it. Yeah, I watched clips. Of it.
That's funny, and that's
Yeah,
like
that's more of what I was talking about.
making Homer break an ankle. That was funny, but no, not watching. I don't know what are they doing that for.
I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
Who
Fox.
was that
It was just Fox. I think it was
I
Fox
can't
trying
lie.
to cross promote.
When the turnover happened and they had the plate of cherry turnovers, Homer's like, turnover.
Well, they've
that
done
was
that.
pretty funny.
They've done that for Nickelodeon.
Pretty funny.
They've done that for Nickelodeon with like
But
a.
that makes sense.
Slime
They're
time.
trying to get
I don't know why they did. Yeah.
sport.
Yeah.
Was Simpsons isn't kids. Kids today aren't watching. Kids today
I watched Simpsons when I was a kid.
I definitely
Actually,
weird.
Carson asked the other day if he could watch it. No, he's never watched it before. He's like, Dad, can we watch The Simpsons? It's like,
The Simpsons
Probably not.
target demographic is the NFL's target demographic.
pretty much.
Pretty much.
The end of that game looked like some Simpsons.
Well,
I couldn't believe that.
Oh, in Dallas.
That's what he texted the group and said, only in Dallas.
I'm just
Block
saying,
a punt, but they get a
but they
first down.
recovered it. I've never seen.
No.
Is it only because they blocked it and recovered it, and it would be like
It's
the
because
guy
Okay, they blocked it at the line of
went
scrimmage.
like?
So it's like a punt where we were the first to.
Oh god, that's so
It's
bad.
the same. It's happened to Dallas before on Thanksgiving.
Leon let,
Leon let. We blocked the punt at the end of the game.
and he
That
slid in
one,
the
though,
snow.
If you looking back on that one now, if you go back and watch it, it is the funniest fucking thing in the world because unlike this one where he's standing, like you can kind of see where his head gets a little mixed up. This one,
Leon let comes out of left field.
and everyone's just standing around the ball because they know the fucking rules and they're just waiting and everything. Out of the blue, out of
Leon,
nowhere,
big ass
Leon comes
snow.
in, snow slip and slides through the people in the circle and just kicks the ball out of the way. And what are you doing, dude?
That's so
We're gonna have
bad.
a little fun, boys.
I remember watching the game and Jimmy Johnson was about to die.
I remember that game. That was that one was a big one. Looking back on it, it's hilarious. It was not that, but this one. Like you can kind of understand it. Unless that one didn't make any sense. What he was thinking there?
Yeah, I went to bed, and when I fell asleep, I was like, "Oh, Dallas got this one. They'll snap the streak on this one." Like, and
You don't watch
I just
Cowboys games.
If they win that, they're right back in the mix. I feel
Just
like
when you
that.
think they
they get that win, they're right back in the mix.
You know what?
right.
To make the playoffs. Okay.
There would have been 3 straight. That would have been a hot. That would have been a hot streak.
What? Do you think I give a shit about making the playoffs?
No, but come on.
So them losing that game and not making the playoffs is, I would rather that happen than them go on this run to make the playoffs to do exactly what they always.
I think
do
a
in the
team.
playoffs.
To be fair, I agree with you. But a team like that at the end that's winning and say they finish 9-7, 10-7, they finish on a hot streak is a lot more dangerous than the teams that you've had in previous years that go 13-3, 12-5, and are supposed to win a playoff game. I think you're more dangerous if you make the playoffs that way. That's just all I'm saying. Like going into a hot streak, going into the playoffs is a lot different than winning a bunch of regular season games and then slumping at the end of the year and losing first round.
Cowboys weren't going to do anything in the playoffs.
I know. I agree. But
I'm more upset about Overshawn.
Yeah, no, he was coming on.
That was.
He tore his leg up.
You
right?
never want
3
to
ligaments.
Who knows if or when he's ever going to be back.
It was
MCL,
bad.
ACL, PCL.
And I did hear.
Did you see the knee like
I didn't
under the
see it,
pile?
but I just saw
was
that
so
it's like
bad.
Overshawn tore 3 ligaments. Like that's not good.
And he's been
He's been
the
great.
biggest bright spot on the whole team this whole season.
Oh yeah.
I
100%.
heard another bright spot on the way here. You guys are Eagles fans. You might enjoy this. A bright spot about the Cowboys. On the way here, they played the Panthers this upcoming week. For the first time in 2 years, the Panthers are favored by 2.5 against the Cowboys.
How? I mean, their last 2 games
you wanna
against
take
the
this one?
Chiefs and Philly.
Because the Cowboys.
Because the Cowboys they've got backups all across the lineup, and the Panthers have been playing.
Well, they should have beat us
They've been
last week.
playing
Better.
They
better
should have
than
beat
us.
That guy should have lost $3 million last week.
Oh, dude.
100%.
Well, let's talk about it real quick.
Chris was right. I'll give it to Chris all day.
We got time for a couple
Chris was
teams.
right. That was a terrible idea.
And I want to talk.
Fucking
Yeah,
game.
I want to talk about. So,
The game of the week was.
well, the Eagles over Carolina.
That was not game of the week.
That was no, not at all. That was.
It was hard to watch. I don't know what did I say. I don't
It
care
was
what
an Xavier Leggett catch.
Oh my God.
Short of being the upset of the year.
That was a moment where I realized, like,
You
I
saw
can
me.
talk all the shit I want to, but I wouldn't make a good ref because when Leggett went down and came back up, I was like, he fucking scored. That's a touchdown. And then I see the ref come in and he's like, I'm like, what is this dude talking about? Like, That was a catch, and then they showed the angle from down at the ground, and I was like, "Oh shit, that is a drop."
It kind
But
of.
You're a Leggett
wow.
a Leggett drop away from being in a real ass dogfight with a janky ass.
We would have lost.
Yeah,
It scares me because I have full faith in our team. But if you go back to the Jags game, the Saints game, and this game especially, if it wasn't for Saquon making some big moves and getting some big plays down the field, our offense doesn't do shit. And we're getting back to the nostalgic no motion offense that was our downfall last year. I mean, if you watch that Panthers game, they're going shotgun, no motion, incomplete. A lot of the first drives in the first half, Saquon didn't even touch the ball.
this weekend.
It's insane. That was the worst defense on paper in the NFL, and it wasn't going to change against the rush. And we ran it 9 times in the first half. 9 times. And Jalen Hurts was like 3 for 11 or something. It was just hideous. Against a team that we should be destroying.
Yeah.
Why? Like you said, 2 5-star receivers on the outside. Why? Why aren't you just giving him even if he doesn't catch it, give him a chance to give a big ball? You're not even giving A.J. Brown a chance.
That's that Sirianni effect.
Right.
No, you haven't given A.J. Brown 10 targets since the first game of the year. One of the best receivers in football. Why? What does CeeDee Lamb get? Even though they're losing, he gets at least 10, 15 targets a game. He's their best receiver on their team. Why? Why isn't he getting the ball? Yeah, we're winning, but it's not the right way.
Other options.
They have zero. Cowboys have 0 options.
I understand.
I will say,
You guys threw
thank
Cooks a
you.
touchdown
I
last
appreciate
night.
it. Now, I was gonna say, I will
got a
say,
touchdown.
CeeDee's route that he got that touchdown on, though, he couldn't have made it any easier. To be open. Oh my gosh! I was sitting there looking. I'm like, I think I could have thrown that and caught that one the way he was open on it. Like that was, but it was. I mean, not
Just use
taking
your
anything
number
away.
one
It's a nice
guy.
pass.
That's all I'm
Perfect
saying.
little breadbasket.
But that pick inside the 10-yard line was not his fault last night.
And
Yeah.
there's a video of somebody interviewing Philly fans as they're leaving the stadium, and I swear, if you listen to this video and you listen to him talk, you would think that they were like, they've won like 6 games this year. They're 11-2. They won 9 games in a row, and they were Philly fans that were like, "Jalen Hurts ain't the answer. Get him out. Jalen Hurts." Like
He's right.
Irrational.
It's
Dude, I know Philly fans. I basically
You're not
lived in
wrong.
a Philly suburb for 12 years. Don't get me wrong. Philly fans are crazy. The expectations are up here.
We have one of the best talented teams from
Let
bottom
me
to top,
tell you, brother,
defensively and offensively in the league. Every
we had
position.
that last year.
No, it doesn't matter.
2 games into
We
this
win
season,
playoff games.
our own fans.
So
2
do we.
games.
What the fuck?
2 games
What?
into this season, our own fans were calling for Sirianni and 2 coordinators that had 2 games under their belt, calling for all of them to be fired. Robert's not wrong.
Yeah, Sirianni was on the hot seat
now
after
they're
week 4.
11.
Exactly.
And now they're 11-2. They don't want to be made wrong, so they're still saying, "Get Sirianni." Jalen Hurts saying, "Get Sirianni."
Yep.
Like y'all are 11-2, won 9 games in a row.
Who are you going to bring
We
in?
were 10-1 last
You're
year.
in the NFL.
And then
10-1 last year.
Getting to a Carolina Panthers team that almost beat the Kansas City Chiefs the week before.
They're not going to make it either.
Right.
though.
Like,
It's absolutely right.
you would think the world is fucking ending with listening to Philly fans.
You can't play a game like that. That's all I'm saying. We play a
But
game
they
against
did,
a good
and they
team.
won.
In the playoffs, you won't.
But
Against
you're not
a-
in the playoffs yet,
But we will be.
and you're 11-2.
Yeah, we will
won
be in the
9
playoffs.
games in a row. We're all 9 of those games against shitty teams. that
Most
look
of them.
like that.
Most of them. If you go back and look, most of them were against bad teams.
The Ravens, not a shitty team. Y'all came to Baltimore and won.
And
Good win.
and Tucker gave us that win. Good job. I agree.
It's like
I just know they were playing well enough against the good teams, especially when we get in the playoffs. I
right,
understand the
if,
record.
if they go into
Record's
the
great.
playoffs, like one team gets to end.
Y'all better hope y'all don't play
and
Tampa.
Say, "Oh, I'm the Super Bowl champion." So you guys aren't the team that are gonna do that. We were right. We were right. It's like no, it's just the NFL.
I
Like,
just don't want to go out in the
Bet
first
you
round
Bobby,
again.
Ricky Bobby.
and Start being that
You
team.
hear what I said? They better not play Tampa.
If we go out in the first round
Tampa
again to
fucking
a
owns
Tampa
their
Bay
ass.
wild card team. I mean, that's just the same thing. It's crazy.
Well, let's move on because we've got enough time for about one more. And I wanted to talk about this Bills
bad.
loss to the Rams.
Tough.
I'm going to tell you now. First
that was
off,
game of the year.
That was an epic game to watch.
Great game.
That was an awesome
Puka
game.
Nacua might be my favorite wide receiver in the league after what he made like
unbelievable.
3 like
Even
I don't
against
even
us.
know what I'd compare it to, like Calvin Johnson Beckhamish, Odell
That
Beckhamish.
toe
catches.
drag. That
Dude,
toe drag of the year.
that might be the best toe drag other than who was it? Santonio Holmes in the back of the end zone during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Those, like it was up there with that. That's a insanely hard catch to make. Dude was doing it like it wasn't shit. He was taking shots, getting nailed, popping right back up.
like Cooper.
Dude, he's a beast.
They've got with Stafford and those two guys and Kyron, that offense is potent.
And look at how
Very
much Puka
potent.
was opening it up for Cup. Like, I mean,
Cup is the number 2 on that team.
I
Yeah,
think so.
now.
I think so.
I think
It's
it is
crazy,
now.
but
So this is where the
Crazy.
conversation I wanted to kind of steer this conversation wasn't so much the shootout of the game, was the end of the game. So Buffalo, they get to the goal line. They know right then and there. You have to have coaches in the booth
McDermott.
talking to you, telling you, hey, whatever it is, 7% chance of getting an onside kick back. We need to get this in the end zone
Quarterback
without
sneak with
calling.
no timeouts.
So here's the thing: I don't even mind the
3
quarterback
timeouts,
sneak.
though.
I don't even mind the
3
quarterback
timeouts. They
sneak.
needed all 3 of them.
But if you're going to do a quarterback sneak, do a quarterback sneak. You got a quarterback set up under for a sneak, and you got 2 wings, and you motion one over into some weird shit. I'm like, dude, just run a sneak. You're trying to be fancy, and that's you fuck up. You don't get that call, and then to call the timeout right
Yeah,
afterwards.
they had a small chance. Yeah.
Man, I feel like that one was some serious coaching dropping the ball on it. I was livid.
To be fair, though, those 44-42, the Rams had almost got a first down on every play of every drive. All they needed was a first down to win that game, even if they had 3 timeouts. They would have had a slim
That
chance.
Bills defense, man.
Their
would've had a
Bills
slim
last,
chance.
the Bills' last 3 drives, they held them. Last 3 drives on defense, they held them. So I agree with you.
They just run the ball to run the clock out.
Exactly.
You don't have to onside kick it. If you have all 3 timeouts, you can just kick it off and then get the ball to 25, 30.
and have a shot.
You don't think they throw it to Puka or Cooper at the end, though?
They might, and if you hold them good on the first 2 runs, because you know the first 2 will be
You've got a
runs.
better chance of stopping that than recovering.
Exactly. And I honestly don't think the Rams do
I
throw it
agree.
there, because if you throw it, now you're giving Josh Allen a timeout to call to get the field goal unit out there if he needs it. You have to make them use their timeouts to get back out there.
I wanted to see that. Don't get me wrong. I wanted to see them get in because they had 3 timeouts, less than a minute. They had a very slim chance to win. But
Yeah.
that was
Good game.
That was tough.
Great game.
Oh, it was
Josh
exciting.
Allen, fantasy stud.
Dude.
Just
3
getting those 3
passing
timeouts
touchdowns,
to the end.
3 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, record-setting day.
60-some points in fantasy, unheard
240. I've never seen that
of.
in a point.
That
total.
Josh Allen's,
I've barely seen 200. 240?
So then my last question I have before we move into a quick what moves you then. Josh Allen MVP?
I've been saying that.
I think he took it with this last week.
Probably. Just that was a
I think
pretty epic. Even in a loss, that was a pretty good performance.
Oh, stellar
I think
performance.
Still
in a loss.
Saquon needed to do more in the Panthers game. He had 125, broke the record. He had no catches, no touchdowns, and look at Allen. I mean, that he was the sole reason
So
why
he's the
they
favorite right
He
now.
lost the game because he dropped the ball. Can't give it.
True. I mean,
Most
that's a
probable
true fact. That's a true fact. So, yeah, Allen only got his one and only reception this year. Back to himself.
I will say I was wrong in that episode that we talked about that.
The first.
Where I said he is the first quarterback. So he is the 3rd player ever
Third player though.
to do it.
But quarterback.
I think he is the first quarterback, but he is the 3rd player
think
to
it was a
throw,
receiver.
run, and catch a ball for a touchdown.
I think it was Edelman.
No, it was like 05 was the last one,
Or like Welker
and
or
then
something.
it was before all that.
No?
Yeah,
I know they love to do Edelman pass or Edelman
What's up, Bryce?
sweep. What's up? He's back. Got a few minutes here.
Are you ready for what moves you?
Let's move into what moves you. It was a good week all around for sports, man. There was a few other games that were good. I mean, Lions over Packers. It was a good game. The Lions running game is ridiculous, but that's really all I had for that. Chiefs BS win over the Chargers. I'm just kidding. Chiefs over Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Good weekend of
win.
sports. A couple good weeks coming up.
Jeez. How lucky can they get for how long?
Luckiest team in.
I've got my what moves me.
Let's do it.
You know, I'm the official Joey Chestnut
Oh boy.
correspondent over here.
He's doing a hot dog eating contest.
Corresponding with them?
I'm his correspondent for this podcast.
About to
yes.
join a hot dog eating contest.
He wrote an email, Robert.
Bought the hat. So Joey Chestnut, he's got another title under his belt. This past weekend, he ate a world record,
God.
21 pounds of shrimp cocktail.
That
Sounds
I feel
doable.
like
21 pounds.
In 8 minutes, he ate.
I don't know about
21
8 minutes.
that.
Yeah.
No, not 8 minutes.
But I
there's a
might
picture
not
of
get
him,
it all, but I'm putting a hurt
and
on
he's
it.
got cocktail sauce over his face. But the thing is, the last 2 years in a row before this, he lost. Heads up. Joey Chestnut losing 2 years in a row to some scrub. Well, kicked his ass this year. Joey Chestnut, 21 pounds of
21 pounds of
shrimp
cocktail
cocktail.
shrimp or shrimp cocktail sounds awesome. Like I'm sitting here thinking, like I could have probably ate 21 pounds of anything they had at that restaurant we went to in Baltimore.
So that is what movie, because you know I'm a Joey Chestnut stan. I like watching him. I can't watch him eat though, but I root for him. So
Yeah.
21 pounds. Let's go, Joey Chestnut.
I like it. Robert, what do you got?
what moves me is Tom Wilson.
Got the Wilson jersey on tonight.
Nice.
Because he
Wilson.
deserved it. I sent a picture in the podcast chat. He took a puck to the face from one of our players' shots.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
It looks like he has a softball-sized dip in his mouth. He got hit in the face, comes back into the game, and scores the game-tying and game-winning goal of the game.
Wow.
And then gets interviewed after the game, and then you look, this is the first I've got to look. Oh, it doesn't look too good. and the interviewer just wouldn't stop asking him questions. He's standing there. Yeah,
I can breathe out of one side of my face.
His sinuses are just destroyed. Like let him into the locker room.
Oh my God.
The teammates are calling him Quagmire.
Giggity goo.
Puck to the face, babe.
And what's even funnier is apparently on Spit and Chicklets, they saw Paul Biz was saying that night after he gets hit in the face, and then he texts Biz and was like, "Hey, the Barstool Sports, the Barstool store or whatever, it says they're sold out of the Miss Peaches sweater hoodies. Anything you can do for me?" It's like, yeah, dude, and like put him in a group chat with Portnoy and was like, "Hey, this guy just took a puck to the face, and all he cares about is getting a Miss Peaches sweater. Can you hook him up?" And so, like, yeah, he gets hit in the face, and then all he cares about is getting a sweater with a dog on it.
I like it. That sounds like a hockey player.
Exactly.
Hell yeah. Well, what do you got, Don?
I had a few things, but I just kind of been in my head a little bit the past week. I kind of think about it all the time, like, you know, the gifts God has given me, and I think about the coaching aspect all the time, and for some reason I just thought back to our first experience, and this is the guy that opened up the avenue for me. I mean, I always had the potential and the ability to do so, but once our nephew started playing t-ball, it's a very small thing, little league t-ball. You wouldn't think anything of it, but that's how we started, and we've grown a lot since then. We've coached the past 4 years, and I've got to do other things as well, flag football, upper leagues, and baseball. So just to
Now I moved.
open that up, you know.
Now I moved.
Yeah, just something I always knew I was capable of, but Randy definitely opened up the avenue for me to do that, and I've just been able to grow in that field and
Well,
be able to do a lot of
love
things.
right there. Welcome to Philly. Look at that.
Should we hug? That was good. That was good. Hell yeah, nah, dude. That's awesome. That's
Like
awesome.
grabbing his neck, and he's like,
To be true, Philly, call each other pieces of shit.
All right, you piece of shit. Get off.
Damn, Robert's got a skit. Well, what moved me this week? Sad news, and I got it right before the podcast.
oh yeah,
It does appear as
Send
though.
that picture in the chat.
Did you? Fuck off.
hopefully
Yeah,
it means we
so-
can find somebody else.
Former Braves ace Max Fried has gone to the New York Yankees
8
for
years.
8 years. Would you say 210?
Well, that's what the contract is. We'll see how.
But Freed and Cole is a
Yeah.
pretty good one, too.
Yeah, I think.
Yes, it is. I already know.
8 years,
And
210.
Gil, forget about Gil. How great he did. He's gonna be.
He had a great first half of the year.
Then he fell
Yeah,
off.
he was a
Baseball
rookie.
voting
He was a
is
rookie.
fucking bullshit, okay? I'm
Yeah.
sorry. He did not deserve Rookie of the Year. It should have been Colton Cowser. And the voting is very suspect, okay? Let me...
Mail-in ballots. I
There
get
we
it.
go.
was left off the ballot of like 3 voters. I'm pretty sure they were New York writers.
I'm pretty
Like,
sure.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Are you kidding
I don't
me?
like the politics
Like,
in that.
The people had Austin Wells over Colton Cowser.
You Yankees backup.
Writers had Luis Heel and Austin Wells everywhere. Like, get the fuck out.
Yeah. I don't want to
like
see the
that.
Yankees
I
get
don't like
better in
that.
any regard, so barf bag.
And that's what I've been saying. So Fried has had I'm not going to say significant, but he's had a good injury 3 of the last 4 years.
I agree.
And
Let's hope
Hope
he
he
gets
gets another one.
and his consistency is roller coaster. He's very streaky. He'll have
Exactly.
10 great games, and then all of a sudden he will be
Poop.
dog shit
poop.
for like a month and a half.
I'm rooting
And it's
for
like,
dog shit.
Yeah,
So,
I am too now.
You
I
know,
mean, why not?
I love Max, but it just goes to tell you something. When I have 3 Strider jerseys, but I ain't never buy the first Fried jersey.
Hey, right here, baby. But hey, we got
Play that.
Sale, Strider, and Ronaldo coming back. Now
He
we
is
have
now.
a chance to sign another big guy.
Put him on the hate list.
I have a feeling
Well, like
we're
they-
about to sign somebody
Like
big.
they've said on Twitter this offseason, unless you overpay, you're not getting anybody.
Yeah,
It's
You're not getting
yeah.
anybody.
That
We've already
the
paid a
bar
lot of
keeps
people.
going
Unless
up and
you
up and up.
overpay, you're not
Yeah.
getting anybody.
We have paid a lot of.
Well, we don't pay anybody.
A lot of our guys are there for
I
a long
bet that
time,
you
though.
guys made a what did it say? You guys made a run, made a
Oh, it's
good
Soto.
run at Freed.
Oh, free.
Like I said,
You
I
guys
wouldn't have
need
been
a
mad
pitcher.
because it was
Bad.
kind of like, we got Sale from y'all last year and he blew up. So
Apparently, you're
Not young. Blue up. Yeah, not young.
apparently
Best
you're putting
pitcher in
together
baseball
an
blew.
offer.
Let's go. All right.
We'll see what
All
happens.
right, Randy, what moved you?
what moved me? That was it. Max Fried going to fucking
Yep.
New York.
That
Oh,
does.
shit.
The one thing about that is that does mean I'm pretty positive Burns is not going to the Yankees. So
Yeah.
thank God.
Yeah.
Now, as long as he doesn't go to Boston, go to New
Well-
York. Go to New York.
Mets.
Matt,
Go to the Mets.
Mayor of the Mets.
I won't say it necessarily moved
Follow
me
us,
because I
Soto.
can't really speak on the super authenticity of
What's
it.
up?
But I had seen a report come out that said that Strider and Acuna, neither one would be available for opening day of the season. Neither one would be ready. I did see a report this morning, actually, on Twitter that not Fried, I said Fried and Acuna, Strider and Acuna, that Strider will possibly be available at opening day.
Oh, he got hurt so early on.
Yeah.
And they said what happened to his elbow, it was serious, but it was not like a
not
full
Tommy
Tommy
John.
John, like full UCL tear and all that. It was not. So he had to have a stabilizer put in to his arm. Now, I'll tell you now, the days of Spencer Strider throwing 99 all day long is probably those days are
That's what
probably
he's
gone.
good at.
I still think if you're painting 97, it's effective.
Yeah.
96, 97.
96, 97, as long as you keep that curveball he was working on a little bit. But yeah, that's what I got. That's what moved me. Let's review some snacks because we once again
We're getting close.
We're
Getting
a little over,
close.
but it's all right.
All right, let's do it.
close.
Let's do it.
All right, let's start with, I got these right here. These Ferrero Rocher
Yeah,
chocolate bar.
that was
Six.
solid.
I'm not a big caramel guy, but they were pretty good.
I like the caramel. I'm still gonna go. Yeah, I'm right there with Robert 6'5". I'm not a dark chocolate fan.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I'll give it a 7.5 just because I like the dark chocolate. I like the crunchy, soft
I was at
mixture.
7, so I think
Yeah.
we're all kind of right there.
Worth
Not
worth
the
a shot.
best,
A
but
little
it's
bit
good.
above average.
Yeah,
It's good.
Worth a shot for sure.
I'd like to see Ferrero Rocher get into the candy bar,
Chocolate bar
game.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I like the gold wrapping. Like I said, like we did. It's
Yeah.
kind of gives you that golden ticket feel.
Yeah. I just want to be like Charlie's grandpa, just lay in bed all fucking day, and then
Until all of a sudden
and
it's
then
like,
oh wait, you've got to go and pick it. Well, I'm coming.
guess what? You gotta
Order
go
the
ticket.
chocolate
Well, I can fucking tap dance. How you like that?
Yeah, right.
All right, the Pepperidge Farm Milano. I wanted to hate these. I was ready to give them a 3 as soon as I bought them.
They're not
7,
bad.
8.
Ooh.
I'm right at a 6.5.
I like peppermint.
It's a little too minty for me, but Milano coming through with the good chocolate and the great cookie. 6.5 for me. Definitely worth a try. The Milano mint chocolate
Real
Pepperidge
sounds
Farm.
of butt.
Make sure you remember, because Pepperidge Farm.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
They do.
It's real sounds of butt.
I'm good. What?
I might have.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Real sounds of butt.
Dude, that's the greatest troll I've ever seen. Real sounds of butt. Donnie just farted.
Maybe you did, dog.
I'm going 8 on the Milanos. The mint was subtle enough, and I love Milano cookies. They're one of my favorites. I enjoyed them, and I'm with you. I'm not a big peppermint guy, but it was subtle for me. I liked it. I will remember those as Pepperidge Farm remembers.
I like the 8.5 on those too.
8.5. What'd you give them,
I can
Robert?
dig the
7, 8.
7, 8.
dig
Oh,
the
you like it
chocolate
too.
peppermint. That's one of my favorite combos.
All right, so last one. The Cheetos Crunchy Buffalo.
9.
There's a,
Three.
there's gonna
9
be
all day.
There's gonna be close to the
These
top
are
for
9.
me.
Yeah,
all the
I'm
way.
eating, dude. I'm eating bag after bag of that. I might have to fucking go on Amazon and see if I can find big
The
bags of it.
Buffalo is perfect.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say a shade under
did-
10, 9.6.
They
I
did-
think
they
that's
did
a
a good
perfect
job of
Cheeto right
Yeah,
there.
those are good.
Anything Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a perfect
you
Cheeto.
get that flaming hot essence,
Yes.
but it's not
And then it's like,
super hot.
yep,
You get
yep.
mellowed out with a little bit of the Buffalo. Very good.
Absolutely. Yeah, I liked it. Good snacks. Good snacks. And I set mine over there too because I'm like, yeah, I was gonna eat it all if Donnie didn't. One of us was gonna eat it all.
All right, let's go.
Word. Well, hey, good snacks, good reviews
Still got
tonight.
8 in here.
Good sports, good times. Well, I think that just about does it for us. We are out of time this evening. Want to thank all of you guys out there for tuning in tonight. We had a lot of people in here engaging in the messages.
Appreciate you.
Rasta, I didn't get a chance to say what's up. Adam, what's up, man? Didn't get a chance to say what's up to y'all. Of course, we got Josh over here. I don't know if Tim's still in here. He said what's up, and then
Bryce,
he
if
dipped
you're
out.
still watching,
I was gonna say big
Enjoy
thanks
the
to
Cheetos,
Bryce.
Bryce.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
thanks to Bryce for being a part of it, man.
With the Cheetos.
Real sounds of butt, whoever you are, man. Good to see you in there at the end. But we just,
Jay Leno's picture.
I don't
Jay
know.
Leno's picture. That's gotta be Josh. Is like alter. He would do some shit.
Oh,
like that.
golly. Well, we just want to thank you guys so much again one more time for being a part of the Sports Bites family, for tuning in, being a part of this, for commenting and engaging with us. Remember, keep hitting that like and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Share it if you are. Let's get these numbers up and keep an eye out for more Sports Bites content. Don't forget, for all you fans out there, we have one more episode in 2024, and then Sports Bites will be on a 2-week Christmas vacation. So make sure you tune in for the next episode because it will be the last one of the year.
Need a big one. Big blowout
but-
last episode.
With that, Don, Brent,
yo.
Air Adapter Robert,
Brah, brah.
Good to have you guys in here, man. This was a lot of
Appreciate y'all.
fun. A lot of fun. And with that, we are Sports Bites, your number one sports podcast, bringing you the best of both worlds.
Sports.
Snacks.
Appreciate it, y'all. Y'all have a
Get
good
it
night.
right
We
with
love
Brent
you.
here.
Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah.